was dancing professionally in Ukraine.
Wow.
I want to do something else, and I got approached actually like randomly in a shoe store by model agents, and they asked me if I want to model, and I was like, why not? And since that, like my modeling journey started. First in Asia, I was in Asia for 3 years in China. My parents told me like, how are you not scared to do all that? Go by yourself. And I didn't speak English, and I didn't speak Chinese. So it was like so many challenges. But I feel like after all of this, when I look back, I feel like, wow, that's awesome. And yeah, I'm proud about myself that I did it. You create your passion brand while you see only 10%. Instead of having it be my handicap to make my strength.
It was a challenge, but I think it's actually the stronger asset in this whole situation.
I feel very attracted to color. That's why I put all these enchanted colors, I think. Both by touch, make sure it's good quality.
I do want to empower people with, just being more happy.
I have a yoga clothing line. This is my yoga clothing line. And I was thinking like what it actually inspires me to create my yoga clothing line, and especially like coming from modeling, and a lot of people had eating disorders, and I think it's very important that like women support each other. The goal is the women empowerment. It's behind that, to be healthy, fit, and just be the best version you can be.
I had a relationship with someone who's like the most talented and nice and charming person. His issue was drugs. It was really breaking my heart.
I think I suffered a lot from that whole situation.
It actually gave me the best lyrics for my song.
I had a relationship for like 3 years, and I feel like that also influenced me a lot. Controlling relationship, very like toxic. For many years I didn't want to date anyone after that. I was like very heartbroken. It's very important who you get in a relationship with.
I believe anxiety is the biggest cause in the world to make people either crazy or do things they shouldn't do.
I have a friend, she's back in Ukraine, and she used to date a guy, and he committed suicide. He was on drugs and he jumped off from 26th floor. Also in modeling industry, there was one girl, she was always like eating and throwing up. And after like having her for her in the years, and I heard that she jumped off from like some kind of like she committed suicide. I feel like she maybe was going through something. She wasn't like maybe brave enough to share. So I think it's important that women support each other and talk about this kind of things like openly and support each other, so no one like facing all of these difficulties alone, and they're able to find support system.
$30 billion man. He's also known as the godfather of marketing. He's worked with many high-level clients over the past 40 years, over 10,000 clients. He's worked with great people like Tony Robbins, Damon John from Shark Tank. He's one of the greatest business and marketing strategists in the world. Forbes magazine calls him the real deal.
I spend my whole life traveling figuratively and literally amongst all kinds of different industries and entrepreneurs and professionals, and I'm very observant. And one of the things that I came to a conclusion of many years ago was that with the vast majority, I think every human being comes into this world innately programmed in their DNA to want to be great.
My father won the Olympic gold medal when he was 20 years old, and all of a sudden we come from being on welfare to everybody knowing how well off we were. But we weren't that well off. We didn't have anything. It didn't change until my father became a professional fighter, and it started to move. Here we moved from living with my grandparents in Palmer Park, Maryland, to living in an apartment. Oh, this is cool. We have to upgrade. We live in an apartment. I'm not sharing a bed with my cousin that's peeing on me. Sometimes you can find your superpowers in things that you're meant to do in the weirdest situations.
You're a superhero. And a superhero on the show.
The people that were in the community, my grandfather was a superhero to me. Seeing him raise the family with a 6th grade education, never saw him flustered. Now, my mother became a superhero as I saw her work 2 jobs to take care of my father's dreams. She was working at a gas station, working at Arthur Treacher's to support my father's dream of being a world champion in boxing. Running behind the school bus and saying, why are you doing this? He's like, well, I have to do this because I want to be great and nobody else is doing it. My brain, I always thought about being a superhero because I always saw barriers being broken that I never thought that could be broken. From poverty to stardom. To meeting a Nelson Mandela, to meeting the Queen of England, to being involved in spaces that my block would never have thought that we could have ever gone past that. We've been plastered over everywhere. We were plastered over every single magazine and newspaper in the world. Now everything travels way faster. I've seen people with disabilities overcome disability to achieve something that nobody else thought that they could achieve. All superheroes don't wear capes. My father's older brother was ranked number 2 in the world in boxing, but he got addicted to heroin.
That's the real battle when you beat heroin.
Kidnapping attempts, they were death threats.
Of you?
Yeah. I had a bodyguard until I was in 10th grade. They didn't understand the repercussions of what was going to happen if I actually really did something. But the calmness of it, not having that fear, not showing any fear, that's scary to a lot of people. Like a person that's calm within chaos is freaking scary.
Overall, I had a really good childhood. I did come from a split family. My parents separated. Our parents had children outside their marriage or prior to their marriage that was secretive, that we didn't know anything about, and be able to guide each other through that journey, learning to adjust, accepting the new sibling, which we all did with open arms. We played, we learned, we grew, we made mistakes together, we learned together.
What kind of mistakes you make together?
What kind of mistakes we make together?
That you can talk about.
No.
And want to talk about.
I mean, we did everything that teenagers would do and sort of get in trouble with or not get in trouble with.
The athletes involved in gun violence, drive-bys, they're dealing drugs, they're trying to find something.
You can brush yourself off, get back up, and do it the next day.